Hey guys, it's your girl Nicole back at it again. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So today I'm going to share a little bit of personal experience with you guys, and that's pretty much what I do over here on my channel is I share my experience. I really can't do anything else but that, you guys, is share my own experience. But I do have good news for you guys. My friend Leanne reached out, and I'm going to have her. We're going to record ourselves talking to each other on a video, and you guys are going to get to hear from Leanne and hear her story. She is down to 3 milligrams on her methadone, and she's kicking ass and taking names on her taper. So she's going to call me Sunday, and we're going to record that, and hopefully I'll have it up for you guys later on that afternoon. But I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about my experience with tapering down on my Suboxone, and I wanted to share with you guys some things that I think have been really important in me being successful going down. Okay, so you guys know that I go to see the doctor next week, and I'll go down 2 more milligrams. And so I'm going to share with you guys how we've been doing that and what I think is important and how it's been helping me. So, all right. So when I started out Suboxone, the doctor put me on 8 milligrams, and at that time I didn't feel like 8 milligrams was like holding me. And this was like really I was straight out of treatment. And so I think it was like a month went by and I got bumped up to 12. And I've been on 12 milligrams for 3.5 years. And here's the thing. To some people, you might think, oh, well, that's a lot, right? Hey, Jamie, but I'm going to explain something to you guys. Everyone is different. What works for me might not be enough for somebody else. And so 12 milligrams has been perfect. I take half in the morning and half in the afternoon, 6 hours apart every time. When I first started, my doctor told me, drink plenty of water, stay away from the Cokes, drink water. He told me to make sure I took fiber. He told me to make sure I took probiotics. And I've done all these things, and I've had no problems with going to the bathroom. No constipation. I go to the bathroom twice a day, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. I never miss a bowel movement. And it's because I truly think it's because I drink a lot of water and I take fiber and I do probiotics.
I just have a gun in here.
Good job. So that's been really important for me to make sure that I am drinking lots of water and staying healthy in the fact that to make my body be able to metabolize and pass through, right? So, hey, Zach, what's up, buddy? So I had a comment on my video that I put up earlier today called All Are Welcome Here. And it was by Boo Boo Kitty Love. And so I wanted to answer the comment because I felt like it was really important. Okay, so that's the deal, Zach. Are you drinking a lot of water? Are you taking fiber? You can go to Kroger and get $5 bottle of fiber pills. Are you taking a probiotic? Are you eating yogurt? Eat yourself some yogurt. I promise you, baby, I promise you, if you drink lots and lots and lots of water and take lots and lots and lots of fiber, it'll help you so much. Yeah, go ahead, girl. What's up? So I was going to read this comment, and then I was going to kind of touch on it because I don't want anybody to think that I'm like not. Okay, that's a good idea too. I'm sure a lot of the doctors will do that too. But what you want to not do is not take a stimulant laxative all the time because what will happen is if you start taking a stimulant laxative for long periods of time, your body will become dependent on that stimulant, and then you won't be able to poop without it. So, but I have no problems going to the bathroom. Yeah. So let me read this comment to you and see if I'm taking it right. So she says, "Hi there. Just some food for thought from someone twice as old as you." So I'm assuming this lady's like 60 years old. I don't want to at all, and if I do, I cannot climax. Okay. So yeah. My sex drive is diminished, but like I still want to, like mentally I love to, and I can still have an orgasm. And so can my husband. Luckily, me and my husband are both on medication assisted therapy, so we both know what each other are going through. So we talk a lot about it, and we try to initiate sexy time with each other. You know, when we're feeling like we try to make it happen. That's all I can say. We've got a 4-year-old, so it's really hard to make it happen. Really? Chocolate milk. So, but we work together on that. Do you know what I'm saying, you guys? So I can understand that it's probably really difficult when you have somebody that's on Suboxone and then somebody that's not on Suboxone. And so the person that's not on it is probably like, I want to have sex. I want to have sex. And then the person that is on it is like, I just don't feel like it. And then you know what happens? Then the person that says, I just don't feel like it, to the person that wants it, they feel rejected. Okay? And so that's why it's so important, if you have a loved one who is on Suboxone and you're not, or vice versa, is to communicate and let them know what you're going through. The open lines of communication are so important. You guys, I'm so silly. I talk to Neil about it all the time because I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. Me and Neil, baby, we used to do it day and night, all around the clock. We used to have so much sex that we didn't even get out of the bed. And so when all this started happening and we got sober and things started changing, I was afraid that he wasn't going to love me anymore, you know? And so I talk about it. I'm like, hey, are you still attracted to me? Or do you feel like this whenever, does Suboxone make you feel like you don't want to have sex? And we were talking about this the other day. I was like, does it make you feel like you don't enjoy things or you don't have pleasure in things anymore? And Neil, I'm going to tell you guys, my husband has been on opiates for so long that Suboxone is his normal. Like, that's just his normal. He has to be on it. It helps him stay sober. And so he was on opiates for a lot longer than I was. Yeah, 20 years. 20 years. So
I need to find a bullet.
In your play box upstairs, I put a green bullet in your little gun. Okay?
In the green?
Right. In your blue bucket upstairs. So I also want to really stress to you guys that everyone's bodies are different. Every person's body responds differently to medication. So where you might get constipated, feel ill, not have a good experience with Suboxone, the next person might have a great experience. So that's what's happening for me. I haven't had a terrible experience with Suboxone, but I know people who have. And I'm trying to share with you guys the things that I do that have helped me, I think, not have a bad experience. Okay, I also see my doctor, you know, and I check in, and I go to the clinic and we have meetings there. And I also go to other meetings and I do activities like with people that are in recovery. Like I'm not just over here taking Suboxone and trying to like feel better. Like I go to therapy, you guys, and I talk to somebody about the way I'm feeling, and I process through old trauma and shit that I've gone through in my addiction that makes me sad and depressed and feel guilty and shameful, right? I had to work through all those things to get to a place where I could start healing on the inside. So this lady commented, and she says that Suboxone almost killed her after 5 years, and that Suboxone turned on her, and that the constipation is a toxic situation. And so, see, I don't have that experience. I've never been constipated. Okay, and then the fake high will convince you that you are really sober, but you're really high as a kite. And so I want to say something to this. I don't know what fake high that other people get from Suboxone, but I don't feel anything when I take Suboxone. And I do know that I have that half an opioid is going to my receptor. I know that, but I don't get any feeling from that. And that's why it is so important to taper with your doctor. Because if you just jump off on your own, you're going to go through withdrawal. And so that's why I work hand in hand with my doctor. I don't just expect to jump off Suboxone out of nowhere. That's why I'm tapering over a year-long span of time, right? Okay. Furthermore, this medication sucks for chronic pain. Okay. Right now, there are doctors that are doing studies, and it's already came out that Suboxone in microdoses is helping chronic pain patients. In fact, the doctor that the clinic that I go to, the doctor is prescribing. We have chronic pain patients that are in our clinic that are prescribed microdoses more than 2 times a day, I think, and it's helping with chronic pain. So that's, again, that was your experience. So then she talks about how she's glad that I don't have chronic pain, but a lot of people do have chronic pain and they're getting taken off their pain medications. And so, again, like, I know that people are getting taken off their pain medications, and it's because doctors are afraid to overprescribe because people are going to jail. And so that's the thing. The doctor, when you come into their office, they can't tell whether you're an addict or you have legitimate pain or what. They can't tell by looking at you. And so that's why it's so important to be honest with your doctor and to build a relationship with them, so that way when you're there, they know, okay, yeah, Jenny, she's got chronic pain. And and then also, if you are a chronic pain patient and you find yourself overtaking your medication, running out early, selling your meds, trading your meds, then that's when you need to say, you know what, I've got a problem and I've got to admit this because I need help. That's the thing, you guys. Nobody's talking about, hey, I'm struggling with my medication. I'm overtaking it, and that's what's happened is a lot of people who start out as chronic pain patients, they end up abusing their medication, and then something happens and they get taken off of it because maybe they get called in for a pill count. Maybe they fail a drug test. I mean, all these different things happen. And then there are legitimate people who have pain. And I believe that if you are legitimately having pain, and you are honest and you are forthcoming with your doctor, I can't see why any doctor would take you off your medication. And if they are, then you need to go find another doctor. You need to go to a pain doctor, a pain clinic, where they can help you and give you the help that you need, and they can be equipped to do that. So that's that. Then I see, so she says that you should think about what people are supposed to do when they have been sober for many years using Suboxone, and then because of detrimental side effects, a person cannot take the medication anymore. Okay, so all I know is that if you've been sober on Suboxone for years, and then you have side effects where you have to get off, I would imagine your doctor would taper you off, and you would do a rapid taper. And of course you would feel some withdrawal, but that's why you stay connected with your doctor. You guys, don't just go and get your Suboxone and then run off and try to jump off of it by yourself. Or tell the whole truth. If you're on Suboxone and you're abusing other drugs, and your clinic keeps giving you chances and then you get kicked off because you keep relapsing, then that's what's going to happen. You're going to get your medication taken away. Hey, Deb. But I cannot see a legitimate doctor who's trying to help you recover from addiction, who you have been going to for years, who you have been getting your Suboxone to for years, from years. If you're being honest with them and telling them, hey, doc, I've got constipation. Hey, doc, I'm having these side effects. Your doctor is going to help you. They're going to give you medication to help you with that. They're going to, and then if you come and you say, I want off of this medication, I can't do this anymore, they're going to tell you, you can't just jump it off of it. you have got to taper. Let me taper you. Let me help you get off this medication. Or let me help you change to another medication. Okay? So that's that. I respect all people in recovery, but reality is that. Okay, these meds will come back and bite you in the ass. Okay, I hear so many people say that about Suboxone, and if that's your experience, I am so sorry. I've heard people say that their teeth rotted out from Suboxone. I've heard people say that, basically I've heard a lot of people say stuff about their teeth and their gut. And I'm sure that happens, but all I can do with you guys is share with you what I'm going through. That's all I can do. All I can do is share with you what's happening to me. I have nothing wrong with my teeth. I go to the dentist every 6 months. I had one tooth pulled because it was a cavity, and it was because I shot meth for 10 years. See, that's what I think that a lot of people are understanding. If you're on Suboxone and you were a drug addict for years before, your teeth might be rotting out because you smoked crack for 10 years before that. Or you shot meth for 10 years before that. Or you were smoking heroin. Like, these things cause your teeth and the enamel on your teeth to break down. Okay? So, what were you doing before you got on Suboxone? That might attribute to your mouth, your teeth rotting. Okay, but I have not had that. But I mean, who am I? I don't know. Maybe that does happen, but I'm not having that experience. My husband's not having that experience. I mean, I know a lot of people on Suboxone and their teeth aren't rotting out, and they have great teeth, Just saying, I hope you understand this comment. It's not, please don't get upset. Thank you, and keep fighting the good fight. Okay, so I wasn't upset or anything. I just wanted to explain, like, I could go to my doctor today and say, hey doc, I really don't like the way Suboxone makes me feel anymore, but I don't know what to do. And my doctor would help me with a plan of action of how to get off Suboxone, right, if I wanted to get off Suboxone in a shorter period of time. But I have time to taper, and so that's what we're doing. I've gone to therapy, I go to classes, like, I'm very, very involved in trying to stay sober and recover and stay on the right track. But you guys, if you're in medically assisted treatment, you've got to be honest with your doctor, okay? You've got to want to be clean and sober, okay? You can't okay, Jamie, and I love you, girl. What were you doing before you were on methadone? What was your drug of choice before that? Think about this, girl. I think what happens is a lot of us are in active addiction before we get on our medically assisted treatment. And what we were doing for all those years, finally, what we were doing is starting to show, right? That's what I think happens. Really, I do. Now, I don't know about methadone, though, because I don't drink. I know that, you drink it, and it's the same thing with Suboxone as it dissolves into your tongue. Hey, Lou. So I'm not sure. And listen, you guys, like, I'm not sure. All I can share with you is what I know is happening to me right now. And like I said, I don't have constipation, and I haven't had any issues with my teeth. I haven't had any issues with my skin. I haven't had any issues with my hair. Like, I watched this one girl's video, and she said her hair was falling out, and she had zits all over from, like, cystic acne all over. Until after I start. Do you think it's because it's the drink and it's the liquid that maybe it's breaking down something in your mouth when you take it? So that's what I'm saying, you guys. Like, I would think, does it say on the side effects part that can happen, Jamie? Because I'm not sure. I just want you guys to be, to not worry and to not think, oh my gosh, well, so and so made a video and they said that their hair fell out of it because of Suboxone, right? Dry mouth. That's what it is. Okay, Jamie, you hit the nail on the head. That's what it is. Because here's the deal. When I was on methamphetamine, I had dry mouth, okay? And that's what happens. That's why teeth decay, because all the saliva is out of your. That is, if you look that up. Okay, let's look it up right now. Dry mouth cause teeth decay. Let's dry mouth cause tooth decay. That's what it is. Okay, good. But that is what's happening is your methadone, a side effect of methadone is you having cotton mouth. And because of the cotton mouth, you're not having saliva. And then then the bacteria and all of that. So girl, what we need to do, drink more water, stay hydrated, keep a little candy or something in your mouth that keeps your mouth producing saliva, because, man, see, and that's another thing. Drinking lots of water can help with these things, you guys. Drinking lots of water will help with if you're having problems with pooping. Okay? There, see? Okay, then. Now we're figuring it out. So what happens is the methadone or the Suboxone produces us to have dry mouth. And then the dry mouth is what makes our teeth get bad. So what's happening is it's a effect of something that it's an effect from a side effect that we're going through, right? So now I understand. It says, as such, dry mouth can lead to severe tooth decay and gum disease if left untreated. In fact, 30% of all tooth decay in older adults is caused by dry mouth. Okay, let's see if we can look up some other stuff here together. So, does Suboxone cause okay. Okay, here we go. Suboxone and tooth decay. When compared to methadone, Suboxone, buprenorphine, and naloxone has a different kind of chemical makeup. It is a partial opiate and is not believed to cause not believed to cause significant reduction of saliva in mouth. So it does not dry out your mouth. So if you're on Suboxone, you shouldn't be having that. But some people are different. What are the side effects of taking Suboxone? Okay, let's hear. Fainting, fast or irregular heartbeat, severe dizziness, mental mood changes, slow or shallow breathing, unusual drowsiness, or difficulty waking up. Okay, Suboxone make you constipated. Constipation. Many medications cause constipation, including opioids, but especially long-acting opioids. However, long-acting opioids such as buprenorphine, methadone, and time-release oxycodone have a continuous influence on the body without the period of lesser effect that would allow for bowel movements. So, yeah. So, if you're having problems with your poo-poo, you guys, just drink some more water and get you some fiber. Get some fiber and pump it into your mouth. Okay. So, anyway, I wanted you guys to know, and then one of the things on the comment was talking about people who don't have money, so they can't pay for Suboxone anymore. And I want you guys to know, if you are struggling with paying for your medication, there are coupons. There is generic coupon or generic Suboxone, right? There's all kinds of things. Yeah, me too, girl. I don't have that side effect either. So that's the thing, you guys. Do you see? No one person is going to react to the medication the same way. All right, so that's why it's so important, you guys. Medicaid covers every dime. There you go. That's why it's so important, you guys, to make sure that you're doing your research. Make sure that just because you hear somebody else say, oh, I had such a terrible experience with medically assisted treatment, it doesn't mean that's going to be the situation for you. And if you're struggling and with paying, there are options out there. Methadone is free. So get yourself together, get yourself on Medicaid, do whatever you got to do. to get your life together so you can get the help that you need. You know, I share my experience being on Suboxone because I'm on Suboxone. You know, I'm tapering. I'm trying to update you guys, but I'm only tapering every 3rd month. I go down 2 milligrams. So I'm doing a really slow taper because my doctor told me, hey, you got to do a slow taper, Nicole. Hey, girl. Hey, Rachel. We're not going to just push you down off that, right? I take Lexapro and Wellbutrin. $60. Okay, $60 a week. That's not bad though, right, guys? So if we can hustle up, and here's the thing, and I'm just being straight with you guys. If you can hustle up money to get heroin, then you can hustle up $60 to get off heroin and go to the methadone clinic. Okay, come on now. Do you know what I mean? That's less than we paid for dope. And that's the thing, you guys. Like, I just wanted to come on here and kind of talk to you guys, because when I get comments like that about somebody that has a bad experience with Suboxone, I don't want them to feel like they're not like they're alone on my channel because I'm not having a bad experience with Suboxone, right? But I'm that's why I want you guys to know, like, if you're having a bad experience with Suboxone, then you need to share your experience with others. But here's the thing, I want to urge you to share the whole story. If you're having a bad experience with Suboxone, if you're extremely constipated and you're not drinking water, you're not taking fiber, you're not doing your part to combat that constipation, then whose fault is that? Like, you have to fight too. You can't just say, oh, the doctor prescribed me it. It turned on me. You know, you got to start doing something if that's what's helping you save your life and that's helping you stay sober, then you've got to start. You got to drink your water, baby. You got to do something. You got to move around, right? And that is the way it is. And I never, listen, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody feel like I'm singling them out. I just want you to know, like, if constipation is the least of my worries, okay, when I was on dope, you guys, I wasn't eating, I wasn't brushing my teeth, I was shooting up used rigs, I was using other people's needles. I mean, do you see how picky we get when we get sober? Do you see how, we get, it's like, listen, I'm so grateful to have this medication, you guys, because it's helped me to change my life. It's helped me to change my life. And so, if you come from just shooting dope and smoking heroin and snorting pills, it's like, your life is so much better now, right? It's like, just work towards being, it's like, we have to do something, right? I've gained weight. Me too, girl. Me too, Miss Misty. I have done the same thing. And that's why I think that is from me being on Suboxone. I really do. And that's one of my side effects that I have experienced, right? Another side effect that I experienced at the very beginning was I couldn't sleep at night. I would try so hard, you guys, to sleep at night. Hey, Courtney. And it was such a struggle. But it's like something happened and it changed and now I sleep fine. But I just want to keep on reiterating. All I can do is share what I've experienced being on medically assisted treatment. The video I made prior today that was talking about everyone's welcome here. Like, I just want you to know that if you had a bad experience with Suboxone and you are off of Suboxone and you are happy and you're staying sober, you're welcome here, you know, and I want to know how your experience was. If you got constipation, I want to know. That's fine. I want to hear about that, but I also want to know, like, if you got constipation, were you doing things like drinking water? Okay, that's not the medication turning on you. Suboxone is a partial opioid, so it's going to make you constipated, right? Yay! Hey, Jordan. Hey, girl. Yes, tomorrow is Thursday, and the podcast I did with Megan and Bobby is coming out, you guys, and it's on the channel, the Addictionary Podcast. So I just don't want you to be a victim, right? If you're struggling with something and you're going through something with your medication, if you're not telling anybody about it and you're not trying to make a change with it, then you're just letting it do that to you. So if you're struggling and you're constipated and you're on Suboxone, you need to let your doctor know, and you need to start drinking more water, taking some kind of probiotic, taking some fiber, and doing those kind of things. If you're constipated and you're on Suboxone and you're drinking water, you're taking probiotics, you're doing fiber, right? Then you need to get out and take a walk every day. Get your body moving, because that will help to get that poop moving down. We're just going to talk like it. I mean, poop is poop, right? Like I said, if your teeth are going bad and you think in your mind it's because of Suboxone, it is because dry mouth. Start staying hydrated, okay? A lot of these things, you guys. Hey, you guys. Hey, Immortal Elite. What's your name? Thank you so much for coming by. I love you. I love seeing your positive, sweet comments. They mean so much to me. Don't be a victim of the medication, you guys. Like, if it's causing you grief and you can't poop, then drink water, you guys. Get around, move around, do something. Take something to help your poo-poo move through you, right? Let me think. With the teeth, if you're having dry mouth, you guys, then drink water. You got dope somehow, but you know. What, Rachel? Oh, are you talking about to get money to go to your doctor's appointments? You're doing fine, George. Just take your time. And that's the thing, you guys. George smokes pot. George is welcome here. All of you guys are welcome here. It doesn't matter what your form of recovery is, as long as you're trying to do better. I want this to be a place where you can do and feel like you're accepted. Well, Rachel, I don't want you to do illegal stuff. I want you to get a job so you can go get your medication. I want you could give plasma. Let me think what else you can do. You could walk dogs. You could go out and rake somebody's yard for $50. Let me think what else. Shoot, you could set up a GoFundMe. Everybody else does it. Now I'm just being silly now. But that's what I'm saying. Like, don't let your addiction kick your ass and make you a victim, right? Hey Matt, what's up? Do you go to NA or AA meetings? How's your experience with being on Suboxone? Okay, sure, I'll share that with you. Let me get my phone charger though, okay? Yes, I go to AA, and I'm going to share with you my experience. When I first got sober, Matt, and I first started going to meetings after I got put on Suboxone, okay, here we go. I had to sit down in my son's room and plug my phone in. Okay, when I first started going to meetings, I didn't tell anybody I was on Suboxone for the first 6 months because don't feel awkward. Do not feel awkward. Here's the thing, okay? I have found in my experience that AA meetings have been more accepting of me being on medically assisted treatment. Now, I want to give you some advice and some things that I have learned over time that I wish, now that I look back on it, I might have done a little differently. Hey, Krissy. Matt, you don't owe anybody an explanation of being on Suboxone when you go into meetings. In fact, the only person that you need to tell that you're on Suboxone is your higher power and your doctor. I was working with a sponsor, and I had been working with her for 6 months. And I didn't tell her I was on Suboxone. So after we worked my 4th step, I decided I needed to open up to her and tell her I was on Suboxone. And I thought she was going to drop me, right? Well, she didn't drop me. She told me she supported my decision, and she just wanted me to make it. She wanted me to be alive, right? And so we continued to work together. I've also had sponsors that when I told them, because after I think about a year of me and her working together, we went our separate ways, and I started working with somebody else. And that just happens sometimes. Sometimes you like outgrow your sponsors and they outgrow you or whatever. Then I've also had an experience where I told my sponsor I was on Suboxone, and they told me they weren't going to work with me. And that literally crushed me. I went in to see my therapist at the Suboxone clinic, and I was bawling my eyes out because I was like, oh my God. I can't just jump off Suboxone because somebody that works a 12-step fellowship wants me to jump off. That's ludicrous. And that's when I have to pose this question, Matt. If somebody's telling you to jump off your medication and they're in the AA or NA program, then they are not following the program. Because in the program it states that we are not doctors. Okay? We are not doctors. Suboxone, methadone, those are outside issues. Okay? I go to AA because I am an alcoholic through and through. Okay? I am an alcoholic in all of its forms. That's what alcohol to me is everything. Because when I drink, when I smoke, when I pop pills, when I snort lines, I want to do more, and more. Okay? So that's why I go to AA. And so when you're going into AA, that outside issue, you leave it at the door, honey, and you work those 12 steps and you do the best you know how to do. And if you want to, here's the thing, you have to do this for you. If you want to talk to your sponsor and tell them that you're on Suboxone, then I want you to know, go into that situation expecting the worst. Okay? And then if it works out and they say, hey, it's all good, I'm still going to work with you, then just be grateful. But right now we're in a time where medically assisted treatment has such a stigma around it. There's so much judgment. And it sucks. It sucks. But don't feel awkward. I'm telling you what, me and my husband, we go to the AA meeting at the treatment center that I graduated from. And I love going there, and I love sharing. And there's other people in there that I see. You should see this. When we go to the clinic, we go every 3 months because we're on good behavior. We're up on our phases. And when I go to the Suboxone clinic, I see people who are in AA at the clinic, and I'm like, hey! But that's the thing. It's like more of us need to share and not let each other be ashamed, But I know what it's like. I know what it's like to feel like, oh my God, everybody else is abstinent and I'm on Suboxone. Right? So, but that's okay, because you know what? That's what we're doing over here. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, we come over here to my channel and we talk about medically assisted treatment. We talk about how it's helped us. We talk about how we're doing in our recovery. And eventually, you guys, there are going to be meetings all over the United States and all over the world for people who are on medically assisted treatment. I just know it, because that's the goal, right? Is for us to have our own little meeting. Because I was talking to my friend Terrence, and if you live in Cincinnati, Ohio, I want you guys, in my description box, there is a link to matsupportcommunity.com, okay? And there are meetings right now in Cincinnati for MAT support. And there are regular meetings that you can go to where everybody is on medically assisted treatment, and they're all helping each other. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to a point where we can have meetings in every state where you can go, and it'll be just like you're going to an AA or an NA meeting, only it'll be for people like us, right? And so, but I just want you to know, from my experience.
I couldn't even find a bullet.
over to AA. So Matt says, I've been specifically going to NA meetings and not AA. I think it might be time to switch over to AA. NA seems so strong in specific abstinence. I can't thank you enough for taking the time. Oh yeah, Matt, seriously, I promise you will have a different experience in AA.
Mommy, can you find a bullet for me?
And listen, still, yeah, hold on, Jake, baby. Still listen to me, though. Go in and be gentle. Chill out, feel out the water, listen to what people are saying, and when you get a sponsor through AA, talk with them. Say, hey, look for a sponsor who knows that you're on medically assisted treatment, who you can be honest with that about, and say, hey, you know, this is how long I plan on being on medically assisted treatment for the rest of my life. I plan on being on medically assisted treatment for 2 years, and let them know that. You know, it doesn't matter. It's your choice. If you choose to be on MAT for the rest of your life, that is your right. That is your choice. If you are thriving and happy and joyous and free, that is your choice and your right. Nobody has any business saying anything to you about it. So you do what you have to do to stay healthy and stay away from dope. It doesn't matter, you guys. If you got to stay on medicine to help you stay away from the dope, then do it. You know? I have such good experiences, though, in AA, you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never had a bad experience. I've had individuals who I've had bad experiences with, but the program as a whole, I've read into it, and I look up and I make sure medically assisted treatment is an outside issue. Alcoholism is what AA is focusing on, and that's why it's so important when we go into AA, we identify ourselves as alcoholics, you know, because that's what their focus is. And when I read to you guys in our meetings here, I always read out of the Alcoholics Anonymous book. But have you guys noticed that I always say, I say using and drinking, because for me it's the same. Using and drinking go hand in hand. You know, Tara says, I was only on Suboxone for 8 days just to get off the heroin. Then off Suboxone, but then to alcohol. Now I'm not on anything. That's great, girl. That is good. So, but can I ask you a question? So when you got off Suboxone, but then you got on alcohol, do you think that was because, you know, you were trying to replace the way you were feeling when you were on H, and so you started drinking? I started following you a while ago, but can't catch your lives. Your title caught my eye. My doctor feels my Suboxone is maintenance, just like insulin and diabetes. Frustrating. Well, Nicole, that's why, okay, so when I first started out on my maintenance medication, you guys, and that's how it can be. For a lot of people, they can be on maintenance for the rest of their lives. Okay, so Tiara, that's what I was asking. That's what I was trying to ask you. So do you think that if you had stayed on it a little bit longer and got yourself stabilized and away from the heroin and got you some strong recovery, that you might not have went back got on the alcohol? That's what I'm saying. And that's what happens for a lot of people. That's why I think it's so important, you guys, that if you're getting on medically assisted treatment, to focus on building a support system and your recovery, and that's going to help you. So that way, when you get to a point like I'm 3.5 years sober and I've been on maintenance. Now I'm beginning to taper, a slow taper with my doctor. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, so, but you know what? You went through it, right? And now you know that that you can't drink and you don't want to do heroin anymore. And so now what you're trying to do is be in recovery and heal on the inside. That's where I'm trying to get at, you guys. Like, it doesn't matter if you get on maintenance. It doesn't matter if what you do. You've got to address the core issue. And a lot of us get high and drunk because we have trauma, because we are self-medicating, because we have depression and anxiety. So Using and drinking was our solution. That was the Band-Aid we were putting over our trauma, right? So we ripped the Band-Aid off. The drugs and alcohol, they're gone. And so now we're left with our trauma wide open, and it's hurting and it's bleeding and we're struggling, right? So if we don't address the trauma, we're going to continue going back and getting our drugs and alcohol. Or if we get on maintenance, then our maintenance will just be that Band-Aid. And then when we try to take the Band-Aid off, we'll go back out and relapse. So no matter what, you can't get away from it. You've got to address the core issue. Okay? Yes, I've been on 9 years now and been tapering. Good job. I got my girls with me today, so I've been busy. Oh, I get it, girl. It's cool. So that's the whole thing here, you guys. It doesn't matter what form of recovery you choose. If you're not addressing the core issues going on inside, then you will continue to go back to your drug of choice or alcohol of choice or whatever. You will continue falling back until you start working on the inside and healing what's going on up here and in here. Then you're going to continue to struggle, right? And so that's what we have to do. That's why it's so important. You've got to find something that works for you. If it's AA or NA, if it's refuge recovery, smart recovery, celebrate recovery. A lot of people get really involved in their church, but I want to tell you, if you're doing religion and that's what's helping you, I also want you to get connected with people like us who know where you've been, other addicts who are in recovery, who you can talk with, right? Because you need somebody who can relate. You need to be able to relate to someone else, okay? And so, I've seen people be successful with going to church and giving their life to Christ and starting all anew. But I know for a fact that there's nothing like being able to talk to somebody else who knows what you've been through. Yes, staying connected equals success in recovery. Yes. And so I just want you guys to know that, like, staying connected, talking with you guys, being accountable, going slow on my taper, talking and being honest with my doctor, following through with what I'm saying I'm going to do, no longer, I love you. Oh, thanks, girl. Okay, I'll see you later. Following through and being honest with your doctor, okay? Stop being a victim and take ownership of what you did in the past, and let's kick ass and take names now, right? We cannot change what we did in the past, but we can do better now in the present, okay? And we can make our lives better for the future, all right? But we're not going to lay down. We're not going to just give up. You've got to fight. And if you don't know how to find resources, that is what I am here for. All you have to do is email me and say, hey, Nicole, I need help finding resources. And I will email you back and give you some resources. But then again, if I give you the resources and you don't call, then guess what? It's a lost cause. You have to follow through. Okay, so some work comes from you. You have to put in that effort, okay? So, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, like, how I've been doing on my taper and what has been keeping me on track. And how excited I am to go down 2 more milligrams and tell you guys how that goes. And I know I'm going to be just fine because I'm ready. I feel good. I'm ready to keep moving forward. Do you know what I'm saying? A long time I wasn't ready, you guys. I love you. So, anyway, is there any other questions? Do you guys have any other questions? Yeah. I want you to say subscribe. 2 thumbs up. Say it.
Subscribe to
2 thumbs up.
to 68,900 thumbs up. Are you talking about this movie?
Good job, Nicole. And that's the thing, Nicole. You will know when to start. So listen, this is what I want to know. Okay, so you are a pain pill addict, okay? Why did you get started on pain pills? Did you get started on pain pills because you had pain, or did you get started on pain pills because you liked the way they made you feel? Did you have because for me, I got started on pain pills because I liked the way they made me feel. And I would take them to have energy and to feel good. And like I said, they were my solution to depression, to anxiety, to sadness, to wanting to suppress my appetite, to needing more energy. So if you start thinking about it, sure, maybe you did have legitimate pain, but then did you get addicted to your pills because you were taking them because you liked the way they make you feel? Once you figure out if you were taking drugs and alcohol because you like the way it makes you feel, then what you have to start doing is learning about your disease, okay? Bye, George. So the disease of addiction, it is cunning, baffling, and powerful, okay? And what happens is when we take substances into our bodies, it's like our body has an allergic reaction and it wants more. It's like kicks in this craving, the phenomenon of craving. And then you start wanting more and more and more, right? And then once you become an opioid addict, it changes the chemistry in your brain. And it's a lot different than other addictions because, if you haven't noticed, a lot of opiate addicts, they have trouble with getting and staying sober because of some chemical that has changed in our brain. It makes us want to go back, and get more opiates all the time. It's like we don't ever feel normal, right? And originally from the surgeries, I was in 10th grade and it was unlimited refills for years. I definitely turned it into my identity. I loved the feeling. Okay, Nicole. So yeah. So now what you have to do, Nicole, is if you want to taper, this is what I would suggest. I would suggest you getting yourself into some kind of recovery program, whether it be Smart Recovery, Refuge Recovery, Celebrate Recovery, AA, or NA. And I would work that program for the next 6 months to a year. Whatever they ask you to do, you do it, right? And then after you go through that program and you've worked all the whatever they have you to do, learned all the stuff that you need to learn about your disease, then I would go to my doctor and I'd say, Doc, I've been working these programs. I've been in AA and I've worked all my 12 steps. I have let go of my past and I'm ready to move into the future and I want to start tapering, a slow taper. And then your doctor could say, okay, let's go. Let's do this. And he'll start taking couple milligrams away from you each month, until you're down to nothing. But I want you to get connected with a power greater than yourself and start praying and meditating and choose a program that you can identify with, whether it's, like I said, AA, NA, Google Refuge Recovery, Google Smart Recovery, Google Celebrate Recovery. Look up all these recovery programs because they're programs that will help you. Oh, yeah. Anytime, girl. Anytime. Because what it's going to do is what you have to do is even though you're doing great right now, but it's still when you're coming off, when you are an addict like we were, we were popping them pills like they were candy. You guys, I could eat 10, 15, okay, Percocet 10s in one sitting. Okay, if you gave me Roxycodone 30 milligrams, shoot, I'd do 3 at a time. Okay, I was a mess. So I have to learn new behaviors because when I got off of all those drugs, I still had that addict behavior. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, you can always email me, Nicole. My email is in the description and it's in my About Me. Yeah, but it can be done. Listen, it can be done. You just have to relearn coping skills, okay? Because what we did in our addiction was cope with substances, okay? So I have a bad day. I'm going to pop a pill. I get in a fight with my old man. I'm going to pop a pill. Oh, I hurt myself. I'm going to pop a pill. I'm having a great day. Pop a pill. It's my birthday. Pop a pill. Okay, that was our coping mechanism. Ow, Nate, that really stung. So now we have to learn how to cope differently without those substances. So that's what you have to learn now in your recovery, is how to cope without drugs and alcohol. Yeah, now the feelings are real and they are intense. So I'm going to get off here and go spend time with Nate. I'll be on tonight.
It's okay if you have 100,000 things to eat.
Yeah, I'll be on tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I see one, but I can't break into it. Where's your heart?
Hey, that's right, Nicole. I got that. Listen, girl, I've been going through this for a long time. I was active addiction for like 15 years, and then I've been working on trying to stay on the right track for almost 4 now. And so I've been really studying on trying to learn and learn and learn. So Nate wants y'all to look at him. I'll see you guys tonight at 8, though. I hope you guys will come back 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you guys later.